The Sailor Jimmy podcast is brought to you by our friends over at Rooftop Solutions. Steven Smolko and his team are the best in the roofing business. Give us a call at 832-512-5758. Again, that's 832-512-5758. Welcome to the Sailor Jimmy podcast, your one-stop shop for raw takes on current events, sports, news, and everything in between. Inspiring people to chase their dreams, share their success stories, and find joy in life. Now, here's your captain at the helm, U.S. Navy veteran, Jimmy Rogers.
We kind of just jumped into this episode today, but we've got a very special guest here today. He's the greatest basketball player to never make the NBA. one of my homeboys that I grew up with, Chris Weldon. And also, Caitlyn is back with us today. So welcome in, y'all.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Glad to be here.
We just kind of jumped in today and started having discussion, and John just turned on the recording, so I don't know where this is going to start. But anyways, we're here, and we're going to start off with rapid fire with Chris and Caitlyn. So, Chris, what is your favorite sport?
Basketball.
Caitlyn?
Soccer. Well, playing or watching, I should ask.
Playing.
Soccer.
Watching?
Watching, probably football.
I'm probably going to say playing basketball and watching football. Yeah. I know, you love basketball.
Depends on what you have money on.
Man, I thought you stopped gambling, man.
Nah, I'm out. Don't let the boogies know.
That's a habit. You can't break that.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily. You could take a break. Favorite food?
Anything I can drink on.
Okay, what does that mean?
Something that doesn't make you full to where you can't drink
So
anymore.
no pasta or carbs?
No.
So like crawfish.
Just like steak and a vegetable, chicken and a vegetable. Because then you don't feel afterwards.
What about you?
Okay. I would definitely say sushi.
Sushi? Sushi's one of my favorites. I'm all about the Asian food.
Me too.
Like pho, sushi, what's
Vermicelli.
the shit they do on the grill?
Hibachi.
Hibachi. Like I love Asian food. So good. Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
Michael Jordan. I'm a UNC fan, Tar Heel all the way. My parents both went there. We're from North Carolina.
I know.
Should I take my shirt off?
This guy has
Do you have a tattoo?
He has a Jordan tattoo.
Oh, wow.
Is it on your back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
MJ, baby, all day.
What about you?
No question.
Dude, Michael Jordan. Come on. And it annoys me that people don't, especially the new generation, doesn't really truly understand how good he was. But if you go back and watch like his highlights and his like documentaries and stuff,
But just his dedication.
his championship mindset. The only person I think could compare it to him is Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
How hungry and how bad they wanted it.
Definitely.
His
LeBron?
moves were just they were so different.
Who's? Jordan's?
His
Yeah.
in and out, his smoothness, the way he jumped, the way he could hang, the way he would jump and you wouldn't know he's about to dunk on you,
Yeah.
and then he would dunk on
Yeah.
you. I mean,
Switching the ball midair
Yeah.
from the right to the left.
Yeah,
Or did he go left to right?
he went right to left,
Yeah.
came up right, rolled it
You're
back
not a
left.
true basketball fan if you don't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was also very different, if I can talk to that, like 90s basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, and
The
even
grit.
before, but it was just a very different game.
Yeah.
I feel like it was raw. That's when I really respected the NBA.
Yeah.
You know, and being able to come in that and actually go to a game to feel that, even like the throwback jerseys. I mean,
You were
it was a
saying
real time.
earlier before the show how you were just kind of over the NBA, and you're
Yeah.
bringing up the point now. It's like back in those days when it was like Charles Barkley, Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing, John Stockton, Karl Malone. Like those dudes used to bang each other around. Like that was a different NBA. Nowadays, like the flopping and the wussy fouls and
well, they were dogs.
yeah,
Now you got this more technical
yeah,
game where everybody wants to foul and go to the free throw line, but
Yeah.
that also, all the people now that pick LeBron over Jordan are the same people that are sitting inside playing video games, not playing outside like we were.
true.
I think
That's
it's
true.
generational as well,
Yeah.
though. I have to
It's a
agree
softer
to that
generation.
point. Well, I think back then it was more about the actual game. And that's what I feel about every sport. When
Yeah.
you look at football, when you look at basketball, when you look at baseball, It was more about the actual sport and your talent and who you wanted to be within that sport. Now it's all about the money. And if the money's not there, I don't think that they'd even want to play.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, probably a lot of them. I do think that there's one person in the NBA that's still kind of a dog, and he's from right here in Tomball.
JB.
Jimmy Butler. He still plays, or at least he puts off that persona where, like, he's a junkyard dog. Like, he's not a
Hard hat and lunch pail.
hard hat and lunch pail.
Yeah.
You're ridiculous. All right, one more rapid fire question. Tomball or Magnolia?
I'm going to say Tomball.
That's one for you.
Oh, man. That's tough.
I used to think they were the same thing back in the day.
Y'all know I'm Tomball, but for him, he played at Tomball and Magnolia, so
Ooh.
he's got.
So when we're coming to sports, okay.
Oh, man.
Well, even like it, I wouldn't.
As a kid, I would say I had the better experiences in Tomball, but now as an adult, just the peace and quiet and being out in the country is just something that I like to do. I like to shoot guns. I like to shoot skeet. I like to have a couple beers while I'm doing it, and Magnolia would be the place to do it.
You don't think that eventually, though? excuse me, that
COVID.
it's going to keep going. He got me back. Good for you.
I had to, Jimmy.
Man. You don't think that eventually it's going to, go the infrastructure and the department store, it's all going to move north. It's going to get the highways.
of course.
It's going
For
to.
sure.
We're already seeing it happen.
Yeah. They're already. I just read an article yesterday about a 60-acre retail development going in Magnolia. So.
Yeah.
Well, you're having so much new development
It's
out
over
there.
there off of the new highway.
They're
149.
all
Yeah.
those mansions
The
out there
46.
because all these people that are old oil and gas money, maybe even came from Compact back in the day, whatever you want to say.
Compact.
Oh yeah, you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Compact Center.
yeah.
Compact.
They all moved out there because it is that peace and quiet. You don't have the hustle bustle of Houston, but at the end of the day, they're going to start developing out there because the money's out there. The people are starting to be pushed.
It's more of like an age thing, and where you work. Where you work plays a lot of parts into it. A lot of people don't want to sit for an hour and a half in traffic.
True.
For sure.
If you can work from home, I would say Magnolia would probably be the place to be.
I was looking at houses or like 1 acre lots the other day online. The first place I looked was Magnolia, and I'm from Tomball. I hate to say that. I love Tomball. I'll always be a Tomball kid, but I feel like that's just like you said. Like if you're looking to settle down, raise a family, and be in the country, Tomball still has that small town feeling, downtown Tomball, but it's not really that country anymore because there's so much being built up on it.
It's expanded. I mean, really, you only have downtown Tomball that feels that way.
Yeah.
But once you get out towards 249 and all that new development.
Yeah. But Tomball for life. Hey, what does it say? What's the high school? The pride
You
of
are
Texas.
the pride of Texas. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.
Who used to say that?
The principal.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
Beer can used to be
I forgot that. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours. That's gonna be my sign off.
Pride
Yeah.
of
That
Texas.
should be. That's a really good one.
That's funny how you still remember that. He made an impact in your life.
No, we just had to memorize it.
Mr. Vanderkamp was a good dude.
Kind of like how we used to have to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yep.
All those kind
Stand
of
up
things.
with your hand over your
Yeah.
heart. You never argued, never sat down,
No.
never took a knee.
No. Sure
We don't
didn't.
do that anymore.
No. Back in those days, you should hear my dad talk about that. He said you would have done that back in his day. You might have got your head knocked off.
Yep.
Like it was a whole different world. But
Our
Anyways.
OTC boys come in deep.
Chris, I've got Chris on the show today. We grew up together since we were little kids. And Caitlyn, you probably don't know a lot of this, but you'll kind of learn today.
I'm going to learn
You're
today.
going to learn today, girl.
Learn today.
Chris and I grew up in an apartment complex in downtown Tomball on Cherry Street called Darver Square.
The square.
The square. And
The square.
we lived like probably, 150 feet from each other?
Yep.
And
Our patios looked at each other.
yeah. And I'm going to start off with a really funny story. But one night, this dude I saw the pizza man show up at his house.
Oh,
So it's back when we had AOL Instant Messenger. Remember AOL Instant Messenger?
Oh, of course.
So I jumped on my computer and I messaged. He was online messaging. I was like, "Hey man, bring me some pizza," because I saw the pizza man deliver pizza.
Did you bring him some pizza?
And he's like, "All right, I got you." I was like, "All right, I'll be on the patio."
Something
So he comes.
That's a real friend.
He comes walking over to my house with his paper plate with pizza on it and this styrofoam cup like this. And he's just he sold himself out because he walked up and he was laughing like really hard, and I was like, "What's so funny?" And I knew not to drink what was ever in the cup, and I was really skeptical of the pizza, but he pissed in the cup.
Oh my god.
I was only laughing because I didn't really want him to drink it. Because I could have kept a straight face and let his ass drink it and felt bad.
He's like, "I got you some lemonade and some pizza." I was like, "Man, I'm hungry, man. Bring me some
He used
pizza."
to drive me around illegally, so I didn't want to do my boy like that. No tags.
Yeah.
No tags.
Straight
and
out
Tomball.
Darford Square. 15 and 14. Driving down
Hey,
Cherry
man.
Street.
It was hard times back then. Real hard times.
I don't think my parents would have ever let me drive at 14, 15.
Half the
Did you
time, he
steal
would
the
just
car?
take the keys.
Okay.
Yeah.
He would just go grab the keys when they would go to sleep, and we'd be gone.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Where would y'all go? What would you do?
High
That's
school
another story.
parties, whatever we wanted, get some food.
Go to Whataburger, friends' houses.
We were,
Go drive by Larry's house, see if he
Yeah.
was home.
rest in peace. But that was back in those days. You're talking about 2004.
Yeah. Cops didn't care.
Cops didn't care. Man, I was
They
a
were paid
different
for other
man.
things.
I ain't the same Jimmy Rogers I was in 2004. Like, it took all those mistakes of getting those no inspection sticker tickets from Tomball Police and no insurance. Like, that stuff piled up, and then when I was able to finally get rid of it, I knew not to do it anymore. So now I keep my stuff.
Yeah, I don't
On
want to pay
point.
any more government money.
No.
If I don't have to, as an adult.
So my
No, we were bad kids.
favorite story about us living in Darford Square was I had moved to my dad's out in Magnolia to Bear Branch. And I came home one time, and I had just got some brand new T-Mac shoes.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, he was at home, and he was like, "Man, I like your shoes." And I had been wearing them already for 2 weeks at school, so people knew, like, I had them. And Jimmy's like, "Well, I got these Converse weapons." And I'm like, "You know what? Let's switch for the week." So we switched for the week so people would think that we both had two pair of shoes instead of one pair of shoes.
Brand
So
new shoes.
They believed us too. Yeah, I remember that.
Y'all remember that? I mean, seriously, I was
Yeah.
just talking about it the other day. You know, we were in the time of like Abercrombie and Hollister
Oh,
and
yeah.
all those things. And it's like, I remember because my mom was a single mom. And we had the option of, you know, going and buying something there and it being quite expensive or going somewhere. I can't remember the department
You can get 3
store
things from
that
here,
y'all
or you
told
can
me
get
about.
10 things from here.
Wieners.
Yeah, wieners.
oh hell,
But, you know,
Wieners.
you can
Yeah.
go over here and stretch your money, or you can go here and only get 1 or 2 items. And I was always the person, I was good with money, so I'd rather stretch my money. But I would go get an item here or there, and I would try to throw it into my wardrobe,
Yeah.
right? So then people would be like, "Oh, yeah, she does have Abercrombie," or "Yeah, she is cool," you know? And I was always the
That
girl
one
that
day a week you
people...
wear Abercrombie.
Yeah, exactly.
If you had
People liked,
Abercrombie though, you
so-
were cool.
Fridays.
You were cool,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I'd come
was
home.
so expensive,
I'd come
though. It
home and my
was.
brother would have all that Abercrombie.
Yeah.
Him and all the boys would go
Yeah.
grab from Abercrombie, and as soon as I would
They were
leave, I
stealing
would
it.
stuff it in my backpack and I'd be gone. I would have all his Abercrombie clothes.
Is he older or younger?
He's 3 years older, but he had this one shirt that said "Spitters or Quitters," and I wore it one time. They called my dad and made me
Change
shirts, but I didn't put it on until I got onto the bus.
Yeah.
So he never knew until I had gotten to school.
Good
and
old
he got the phone
Abercrombie
call.
for making things that were like that. I mean, I remember a Christmas shirt that I bought and it said "ho ho ho," and I mean, you know, I'm
I had one
obviously
that
you
said,
know what it was saying,
It said "Quickie Car Wash, quick in and out service."
right? And I mean, you're putting these on middle school to high school age
They
children.
were killing it, man.
Yes,
Yeah,
but how
It's still around
inappropriate when
too.
you
I
look
heard
back.
that still a lot of high schoolers still wear Abercrombie today.
I
I'm
think
sure.
the generation just dropped a few years.
Yeah.
I'm
you
not
know.
gonna lie, I still have a jacket that is amazing material, super warm, everything about it, and it doesn't say Abercrombie. It just has like a small little tag of it, so nobody knows now.
What was that symbol? They had the moose.
Yeah,
The
they had the
moose?
moose.
Yeah.
Yep. But unless you're really looking, you can't tell. I still have that jacket. It's great. I love it. I wear it in the wintertime.
Let's start wearing Abercrombie at our age and see what people say.
It might not fit us anymore.
Yeah. Honestly, they made the guys' stuff. Y'all stuff was pretty legit, but girls' stuff, it was so thin. It was awful.
Yeah, I was, like you said, you could go here and get 3 things, or you go here and get 10. For some reason, I wanted to go get 3 things because I wanted to have that one nice pair. I would have that one really cool pair of shoes. Because if you had the new Kobe's or you had the new T-Max, like, you were just cool.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what else you were wearing.
It didn't.
So
People remember that
the new
one
J's.
item.
It didn't matter what color top, what color bottom, you were wearing them things every day.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what's crazy? When I really think back, it was all our parents and what they had, right? It wasn't what we had, because up until the point that we could have jobs, we didn't have any money.
No.
So we were judged based on what our family could provide.
Yeah.
And realistically, I'm glad that that's kind of come out of sequence these days. Yes, of course, people are still wearing Nikes and Adidas and, getting the new shoes and all of that. But look at fast fashion. I mean, now we're in the day and age that it doesn't really matter what we're wearing. So
That's true.
Yeah.
For the most part, I mean, like, I'll be full transparent. I'll go get some stuff off the Ross shelf.
yeah.
TJ Maxx. And I'll also go buy nice stuff, too. I'll go buy $1,000 suit for a gala, but I'll go buy a pair of basketball shorts from Ross, like $4.99, $6.99.
And why wouldn't you? It's Nike,
Yeah,
it's Adidas.
so
You can buy whatever you want there.
It is what it is. But I talk about this with Chris because we grew up, like, not having, like, we're in a position now in our lives where we can go, I can stop in at Ross or I can go spend $1,000 on a suit because I work so hard. But you appreciate that now because in those days, we saw other kids, they had everything they wanted. We were just sharing shoes and trying to be cool. So it's interesting to see, like, how that affects you when you grow up.
Yeah. I mean, I went to Klein, and when you looked in our parking lot, I mean, the cheapest car in my parking lot at the time was probably like a Beetle.
Yeah.
And those, if you remember those Beetles that came out, I mean, every girl wanted them. But then aside from that, people were driving Infinities, Escalades, Hummers. I mean, you name it.
Yeah.
And it's like my sister and I were driving a rebuilt old Woody wagon. Do y'all know what that is? A Jeep
No.
Wagoneer. It is one of those surfer mobiles that has wood panels on, and people would put their surfboard on top because my father was a surfer.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he wanted to rebuild. And
Yeah.
so he was like, here you guys go. It's the extra car in the family. I mean, we would be at the front of the line getting out of school, and our car would die. And we would hold up the entire line, and people would be honking at us in their Beamers and their Mercedes. And we'd just be like, what's up? What's up? Like, so embarrassed, like having to push our car like outside the way.
Chris had a PT Cruiser.
Oh, nice. I always thought those looked like a hearse.
I'll never forget your black PT Cruiser, bro. I had a Nissan Maxima.
Nice.
20. I had 20s on it, though. Huh?
That lasted me about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Did you wreck it?
Nope, my dad came and took it from me for not paying the bill.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Well, enough about clothes and material things. I got a nice truck now, so
Yeah,
yeah.
same.
Yeah. What's up now?
2021.
Rags to riches. Let's reminisce a little bit on our high school basketball days, man. Chris and I, he's probably gonna crap all over me because he was better than me, but we grew up playing basketball together in high school. He made varsity as a sophomore. Cool. Nobody cares. But my best memory from high school basketball with you, man, is my senior year, your junior year. We had a great team, and we started off district 6-2. In fact, we were in first place halfway through the season, and we kind of snuck up on everybody the first half.
That was tough, that second half, man.
Then we went 2-6 in the second
We
half.
lost Larry.
Yeah.
Then
We lost a lot of close games,
Adam
too.
Stevens had to starting.
We lost a lot of close games.
Yep.
And we finished out district 8-8. missed the playoffs. We were like I said, we were in first place halfway through. So, man, that's something that still like hurts me.
It haunts you
forever.
Because we were so good this
we
time.
Were
we were
so
beating
good.
people by 20 points.
Yeah.
We beat Daryl Ashford and them, by like 8 points, and they were supposed to beat us by 25.
When the preseason projections came out by like all the newspapers in the area, they were like predicting us to be last place in district.
Yeah.
And halfway through, we were sitting at the top.
I bet that felt good.
It did, but
What do
we
you
got
think?
too cocky.
Yeah.
We just didn't change our scheme, really.
Yeah.
You think that was players' fault or coach's fault, though? Like, looking back.
Well, they started full court trapping us.
Yeah.
And our only ball handler really at the time was a 5'8" guard who he was just
He was good.
overwhelmed by the athleticism from these guys we were playing were good players that went on and played D1.
I think a lot of it, what happened too, was we snuck up on the first half. We snuck up on these teams that were expecting us to be the last in district, and we came out just balling. And when they came back and played us the second, because you play everybody twice in district, so when they came back the second time, players like they were out for revenge. They wanted to get us back, and they would give us. They were throwing their best games at us, and we lost. Like I said, we lost a lot of close games, and really, if we would have won like 2 games, we would have been in the playoffs. I think we missed playoffs by like a game or 2, but yeah.
And that's when it stings most, really. 'Cause you're
It
like
stung.
so close.
That's one of the biggest stingers of my life to this day is the regret of not. If I knew what I knew now, how much more focused and like serious I would have taken every single game in the second half. But you're so young, man. You don't know. You don't really know. It's just like I get to go talk to the kids now, and I'll try to tell them like y'all need to relish these moments and like really be in the moment, because one day you're gonna wish you would have.
I think that's the crazy thing about, guy athletes and female athletes is that we don't really look back.
Yeah.
Like, I went to state every year. We did really well. I look back and it was great times playing in, in college ball. I don't even think about it anymore.
You talking about as females?
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like as a
it's
male, like I still look back on high school and like basketball.
But I talk to so many guys that will tell this kind of same story, right? That they have this one moment. You hear about those high school football player wash-ups. Like that's a movie, stereotype, right? Where they relish just like their high school days. But you never really hear that females reminisce back on that or think about it as much, right?
That's a good point. How often do you think about it?
I think it's a lot to do with letting people down, because there would be so many people at our games.
Right.
And not saying anything about the women's games,
No,
but
I
you'd go
agree.
to the girls' games and there'd be 12 people in the stands. Half their parents aren't even there. And us,
That's true.
we would have the entire school
Yeah.
at our game, you
Yeah.
know,
I've never really thought about
yelling
it
at
that
the
way.
other team. Like, it was the same kids
Stands
who were
were
sitting
packed.
in class with you who would,
Student body.
congratulate you the next day. Or if you lost, they're like,
Yeah.
nice showing up last night.
That has
I
a lot
do
to do with
agree.
like school, your pride for your school, right? It's all like when you play, especially Tom Ball's playing Magnolia or Side Creek or something, like, man, like when you want to win, and at that age you want to win so bad.
Well,
Like, it's not about like you're in the pros, they make money and stuff, they can lose a game and move on, but in that time of your life, like you just want to win so bad.
I can see that because, school funding for the athletics department, everything is built on y'all's championships, how well you're playing. Even coaches' jobs. You look at one of the most stressful careers is to actually be a coach in a pro sport. So and that's speaking as a male coach, right? Male sports. So I can definitely see that. I never looked at it that way, but now you saying it makes perfect sense. I guess as a female athlete, I was always frustrated and pissed off that
Nobody came.
Exactly, that we didn't get the same type of funding, that we had to do a lot of fundraising to get new jerseys, new balls, new whatever that we needed, whereas the athletic department provided almost everything for y'all.
Yeah.
And
new shoes.
I think
new
that's
everything.
changing though.
Right.
We
I
got
think
it.
it's
We
changing.
get everything.
Start slowly.
Why? Because men are coming into female sports?
No, I just think that there's such a movement.
Exactly. Bingo.
By the way, that's unfair. So
Hey, you saw Kentucky pass that law to where they're not going to let men come into female sports.
Good,
Yeah.
they shouldn't.
They're going with what was on their birth certificate.
But
They
Kentucky
shouldn't.
also lets you sleep with your cousin. So, you know, it's
Well,
kind
you
of...
can sleep with your cousin anywhere. You just can't
You
tell
just
nobody.
can't marry them.
Oh man, that's gross. No, but what I'm saying is, and even somebody like you and I have talked about this before. You're a feminist and you're a big advocate for women, but even you say like that's unfair.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna get into it because we've already had that conversation. But Chris wants to be on the girls' team. He
No.
ain't good enough for the boys' team.
Well, I would say one thing. I'd give them girls hell in the WNBA.
You just score
Well-
800 points a night.
What was that
Oh.
basketball movie?
Joanna, man.
Yeah, Joanna Man. That was actually a good one, though.
I like that movie.
That was a great movie.
Yeah. Until he fell in love with one of the players.
Of course that's going to happen.
And,
Let's move on from sports for a minute, not COVID, and talk about some other topics going on in the world. Because on this podcast, we like to talk about sports, current events, inspirational stuff. So, what do y'all think about? I know y'all have heard the news. Elon Musk buying Twitter.
I love it. I'm super excited. Like I said, he tweeted today that, you know, now he's going to cancel Twitter and he wants you to get up and go outside. I'm loving it. I mean, especially...
Was that you that told me that, or you?
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah,
It's
that's really
definitely a generational thing. We're not seeing so many people being active anymore. I guess, you know, y'all will probably say the same thing, that when you were kids, you would ride around your neighborhood, get on your bike, be out on your skateboard, your scooter, whatever you could, go out and, you know, find the nearest woods, get lost in them, build tree houses. I mean, I didn't come home until the lights came on. That was the rule.
yeah.
And now
Oh,
you can't even get your kids to go outside.
We used to play basketball outside.
All day. Till the church would kick us out.
Yeah. I feel like we had a basketball go outside. at
Yeah, and
Alfred
then
Square,
they
and
told
took
us we couldn't
away.
have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Because it just became, maybe people were fighting. I don't know.
They had dumb rules. I don't
Yeah.
know.
You can sell drugs there, though.
You
Yeah,
knew where to go.
basketball What do you think about Twitter?
I guess, what'd y'all say? Donald Trump said he's not going to be on it, so
He can't be on it.
No, he can come back. They were saying that they could bring him back because Elon Musk bought it. Because the whole reason he bought it because he wants freedom of speech.
Correct.
But Trump started his own social media platform called Truth Social, and he said yesterday that he's not gonna come back to Twitter because he wants people to get on Truth Social. I actually signed up for a account last night. Y'all should sign up. But
I'll check it
I
out.
was kind of looking forward to Trump coming back to Twitter because I thought it was very entertaining.
His tweets were iconic.
Oh, yeah, they were
but
the
also not just entertaining, but it was a way for him to get his side of stuff out there.
Of course.
And in the world that we live in today, I experience this all the time in my career. Like, you get accused of stuff that's not true. You have no way to defend yourself. I thought that was always a good way for him to, like, especially with the media. He's on a whole different level, but it is what it is. But I think that's pretty awesome of Elon Musk. For both sides, Republican and Democrat, like, there should be a platform that we both are on that anybody can say what they want. And
without being removed.
yeah.
Yeah. I just
Like-
haven't been on Twitter since Trump got off it.
Yeah.
And if he's not coming back, I don't really see a point in me getting back on it.
Yeah. Just
I've never had a Twitter.
Twitter's more like news and politics, sports. Like, it's a very new. It's like very informational. But like you said, how do you remove the president of the United States? I mean, ISIS has a freaking Twitter account.
Yeah.
Like,
And they get posted.
yeah,
And they get reposted.
it's like, so you have ISIS on there, but you don't have Trump because he says something you didn't like. Come on, man.
Yeah.
We don't got
That's
it crazy, but anyways, y'all go sign up for Truth Social. Follow me at Sailor Jimmy.
Deal. I'm gonna follow you today.
By the way, I have a TikTok too at Sailor Jimmy. So make sure you follow me. Are you following me on TikTok?
I don't have a TikTok.
Why?
For a media company owner and everything that I do, I don't have social media.
Terrible.
None?
I have a Facebook account that I just reactivated in
You got MySpace?
July. I probably still have an active MySpace. I think we talked about this.
What dating apps are you on?
Ooh, absolutely none. I'm going through a divorce, Jimmy. I'm not allowed to be. But once that's done, you can find me on all of them.
That's news to me because I know a lot of people are going through divorces that are on dating apps.
It's a part of my agreement.
Oh, okay.
The old agreement.
Yeah, 'cause the attorney.
No farmer's meat for you.
But once I'm done, I'm getting on Farmer's
Christian
Meat.
Mingle.
Christian Mingle.
Is that still around?
Plenty of fish.
Hey, that's where my sister met her husband. So hey, maybe.
Yeah. Like I've told you before, I've never been on any of those dating sites. So.
No, you've been married to Lindsay for a long time. Well,
Yeah, we got
done with
married
her.
before that stuff came out.
Wow.
Yeah. Even if we divorced, I don't think I would get on that stuff.
How would you meet
I'm
people?
all about the traditional way of meeting. Like
At a bar?
no. At a birthday party.
That's at the bar.
An adult birthday party.
No. Church.
You'd be at Urban Air.
But
See, it's so different for women.
Ducking on little kids.
We
Then
talked
the
about this.
Single mom comes around.
bullying little kids at the urban air.
I can't hang out at a park and get hit on. It's going to be a creeper. I can't go to a bar and get hit on. It's going to be a creeper. I can't be at
See,
church.
you're wrong. Nah.
Or he's going to
Hold
be
on,
either
hold on.
closeted gay
See, that's the problem with women. That's the problem with women
or
right
a
now.
mama's boy.
I know you're a part of the LGBTQ.
I'm a part of every community,
exactly.
Jimmy.
And you're straight. So, but here's the problem that I see with women. Okay, they think every dude that comes up to them and compliments them is a creep. What happened to a man being nice and saying, "Hey, something nice to you," without him being a creep? Why is that just the world we live in now? Like,
Definitely not. I
think a lot of women get really snobby and like stuck up when a dude tries
So
to
I'm
just
not
be,
like that. You've gone out with me a lot. You see how I am.
I see a lot of my friends
nice
get
to
shot
everybody.
down by girls because girls just think every dude's a creep.
Well, I think it's...
Well, a lot of your friends are creeps.
Very true.
being one of his
Touche.
best friends, Chris. You're saying that.
Chris scares off all the women. No, I'm kidding.
I think it really just depends.
I'm a nice guy.
I mean, if
But if a
you
girl
come up
said the
to
same
me...
thing to a dude that a dude says to a girl, it's like dudes would be like, "Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Like, I appreciate you compliment my shirt." But like you said, dude, I've seen dudes say it to girls and like they're like, "Oh, who's this guy talking to me?"
See, in that sense, if you come up and you're
You need to be more
genuine...
open-minded.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have a conversation with you. If we have chemistry, then, if he asks me out and he actually has the courage to do that, why wouldn't I say yes?
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's not like
It's all
that.
it's all about the initial interaction.
Yeah, of course.
First
Most of the
impression.
time, it's like, hey, you want to fuck?
First impression.
And it's like, come
If
on.
some dude does that to you, then he is a creep, and you should slap him.
Right. But it happens when you get on dating apps or anything like that. The
Oh,
first
yeah.
things you're going to get are dick pics.
But see, I'm talking about in like not on dating apps, like in person.
Oh, in person too, though. Someone will go and straight up add me on Facebook and then DM me a dick pic on Facebook. And
I
I'm
think I know who
like,
you're talking about.
you probably do. But it gets
I think he's
to
a friend of
point.
mine. He's a creep.
It gets to a point where you're like, I did not ask for that.
Well,
But
a lot of guys are single because they don't know how to approach a woman to start with.
yeah, but
There-
let me say that I come up to one of you at a bar, we're hitting it off and everything, and then I say, want to fuck? Are you
Well,
going to
see,
think I'm a
our
creep?
rea-
Or are you
think
going
a
to say,
ma-
yeah?
I think a man's reaction is going to be different than a woman's.
Of course. So that's where I'm saying is that you can't really say if you're a woman and a male and you do the same things, it's the same, right?
Yeah.
Well, how do you? Well, you're not.
You're gonna judge-
You've been in a relationship for a long time.
You're gonna judge a book by its cover, no matter what.
Yeah.
Off of that first impression.
Of
Yeah.
course.
If someone walks up, you're gonna look at them, and you're gonna know right then whether they've got a shot or not,
Yeah.
regardless of what's
You
inside.
can
Of
change your
course.
mind though.
I mean, now over time, you might see them at the same bar over and over, and then gradually you get to start to know them, and then they start to see who you are as a person
You
on
get
the
more
inside, and then you
comfortable.
have a chance.
Yeah.
But that first initial,
You already know if you're
So
going to
you're
be
gonna
dating
go off.
somebody.
So you're saying you go off like with how you physical
everybody
attraction.
does.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
Everybody
for
does.
sure. But mostly, I mean,
Unless it's
not
going
I
to
think
take
men do
you,
more than women.
it's going to take you 3 to 5 times seeing this person and interacting with them before they see inside of what's really in there.
Yeah.
And they're going to judge you regardless when you walk up.
Yeah.
Of course, we are attracted by physical attributes, no matter what, right? So, like, I like to use the scenario whenever I'm in a marketing situation and I'm trying to get people to, you know, take on my business or know what I'm good at. So I want you to picture everyone in the world bald. No hair. Now tell me who you're attracted to.
Can we wear a hat?
No. And I'm
No
talking about
hats.
males and females. Because the first thing that a guy says that they're attracted to, it is either tits or ass, typically. If he's a good guy, he'll go, and after he's like, you know, grown up a little bit, he says a smile, their eyes, but nobody ever says hair. Now I want you to honestly picture in your mind every single person bald. Picture me bald right now. Am I attractive? Am I not attractive?
Depends on what the roots you look like from your head down after that. Like,
But-
if everybody's bald, then we got to make a new.
Right. But I mean, you know, we're not even thinking that it is so much more than just what we're saying, TNA. Hair
I
plays
think
a
when you-
big thing.
I think when you get older, like, it's not what it was when you were like 22 or
Of course.
21. Like,
I mean, I
because
have different
you can-
standards now.
Exactly. Like, let's just say you never interacted with a certain person, but you've seen them many times.
Yeah.
And then you know, like, what their occupation is. You know how much money they have. You know who they hang out with.
Their lifestyle,
That's
what they
a little
choose.
different
Of
than
course.
you just randomly for the first time. Like, I seen you the first time tonight, and I don't know anything you do. You walk up and meet somebody. I think there's just a lot of variables that play into a lot of
When
it.
we were younger, we didn't really have those, you know, characteristics behind us necessarily, right? But now, you know, after going through a marriage, having children, and then now going through a divorce, I know completely why my marriage failed. I know exactly what I need to look for in a partner now, what I can offer a partner, and I'm going to be very straightforward.
Have you ever met Chris before today?
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to put you all to the test.
Yeah. No, we've met at a couple of your events.
I like your little giggle.
Shut up.
Do it again. Anyways, it's all good stuff. What do y'all think about girls who have guy friends?
I am that girl. So I guess y'all tell me what you think about me.
I just saw a video on TikTok the other day about a bunch of dudes talking about it.
Okay, so I just saw a video the other day. It was Steve Harvey, and he said, anytime a guy is friends with a girl, and the right opportunity pops up, and he sees an open door, he's gonna take a shot,
Yeah.
no matter what.
I think I've seen that too. Yeah.
And you know, that might just be the whole friendship thing, and you just, you know, it can't. Every guy is gonna be friends with a girl that he wants. At some point in time, there's something inside of him that he likes about her, and if the opportunity is right, he's gonna take a shot.
Yeah, like if she's like, "Hey, I want you," or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, he's in there.
Yeah. And women, it's funny to me because I see a lot of women, like, they're very gullible to it, and they think, well, this guy.
So gullible
They
to
just
it.
want to, especially when you're in a relationship, right? This is my guy friend, but he's always calling you, always wanting to hang out, always up your ass, always.
FaceTiming you, texting you,
Yeah.
inviting you places,
Yeah. And it's like,
without saying anything about your boyfriend or husband.
or inviting you to come with her, or
Yeah,
something like
no,
that.
there's
you know?
no invite. There's no invite for him, is there?
But I don't know, man. I'm with you, Chris. And Steve Harvey. I think dudes. That's just how they're wired.
Yeah.
Like they don't,
Especially
they
single
don't put a
guys.
lot of time into
Single guys think, you know, if she's pretty and she gives him any amount of attention, that he might have a chance somewhere down the road.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps him coming back with those texts.
But I will say, there are relationships you can have. Is like Caitlyn and I are friends. We're good friends. But like, I'm not her friend because I'm gonna hook up with her.
Yeah.
Like we have a friendship because we do business together. We do this. We do our podcast together. She knows my wife. Like, so there is some sort of like devil's advocate kind of deal for me. Like where I feel like, but I'm talking about like just like the more. I don't call and text Caitlyn every day. She don't call and text me every day. We don't. It's not that like. But I'm talking about the relationships where there's those like, this is my best friend, man. Like.
So I've always, just to kind of chime in, I've always been that girl that was invited to all the guys' birthday parties back in elementary school. I remember my mom, she loves to tell this story, how she took me to a sleepover and drops me off and didn't even realize that it was an all guys' birthday party and I was the only girl invited.
And you were at the sleepover?
No, I had to be. I did get invited because he had a sister and I was allowed to stay with, her. But my mom did end up picking me up because she felt uncomfortable. But at the same time, for me, that's just what it was. Like when we had recess and the girls would be, playing house or foursquare or, hopscotch, I was out there playing dodgeball or football or whatever it was that the guys were playing. So of course I was invited to all the guys' birthday parties. I was always that girl that guys could rely on, they could hang out with. So for me, it wasn't necessarily about, I want to date or want them to date me. It was just more so I understood them. We got along. Yeah. And now as an adult, I can agree. I've had a lot of my guy friends come back and when they've had the chance say, hey, you're that girl that, you're real. All the things that you do, we have the same hobbies. Like, would you ever be interested? But I can also say that those same guys that when I'm very honest, we're still good friends today. And,
if you gave him that opportunity, he's opening that door.
I think that if you did a social experiment with like all these people these girls have guy friends, and you just set it up to like, okay, girl, look, you're gonna go up to him and you're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, like I'm really into you, and I would like to hook up. I bet 95 to 98. I bet 99% of them would do it.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I probably wouldn't doubt that, but
is that a red flag in a relationship though?
It's a hard.
Depends on how she reacts to it.
And I think that that's the key. I've really mastered how to react to the situation, because I don't have a lot of girlfriends. I don't know why, but I just don't. And I've always been that girl that's like, I just want a best friend that's a girl. Yeah. And anytime I've ever had a best friend as a girl, she's fallen in love with me. She has.
Well.
And so that.
What are you doing to them?
That is the next stage of my healing process, Jimmy, is because I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing, right or wrong. But realistically, every time I felt like I fit in with a female, I obviously didn't either. Yeah. So where do I fall in the spectrum? Because I just want true friends at this point. I just want, a good guy friend or a good girlfriend that I really am just safe with. Yeah. And how do you do that?
That's an interesting way. I mean, you make a lot of good points. I think that you're very unique, and I think that you're like, kind of like one of those exceptions to the rules, maybe the way like you're looking at it. But I think
it's not a good thing.
The way you're looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah. But the way that most these dudes look at having these other best friend as a girl, like Chris, if you're pretty and you're hot and you're attractive, those dudes will take an opening, I think.
But y'all have friends that are girls that aren't attractive, right? And that you can consider.
Everybody's somebody to somebody, so I don't want to say unattractive, like not necessarily attracted to me, but I mean, I'm married, so.
You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Anyways, anything else on that topic?
I'm out.
Caitlyn wants a best friend. Guy or girl, doesn't matter.
I'm taking
transgender,
sign-ups.
Lesbian.
She's on Christian Mingle.
Queer.
I am not on a dating app right now.
She has.
Let's check back
no boundaries.
Later, 2022.
Hey, sometimes best friends fall in love. It is what it is. So.
It's true.
Yeah, because one of them had been in love the whole time.
And ding, ding, ding. Wow. Oh, man, you're wild. Plus, we know as men, like, you don't invest your time in a girl unless you tell them, Chris. If you're investing time in a woman,
there's something there.
Yeah, you want something out of it.
You see something. Like, it ain't just,
But I'm like that person that you can call in any situation, no matter what. I don't judge.
You're an exception.
I hang out. So realistically, investing time in me is a positive
You ever hooked up with
thing.
one of your best friends?
Never.
How long were you married?
7 years.
And you're about to go through a divorce?
Mm-hmm.
All of her friends fall in love with her.
As soon as this divorce is over,
Not all my friends. Y'all are my friends, right?
as soon as this divorce is over,
best
you
friends.
will hook up with at least 5 of those friends you call your best friends.
Actually,
on.
Most
I
of
mean,
my friends are
it's-
married now, so I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm going to say you're going to go to a couple events and
I go to
Why are you looking at me with
mostly
events, man?
BFT events, so
Come on, the gala or what?
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm going to look hot at that gala. So I may be solo, but I'm going to look good.
A lot of people hook up at the gala, I ain't gonna lie. I don't advocate for it, and it's not what we're there
That-
for. Oh.
That has never happened to me. Like, I've never
I got
gone
it,
to
John.
a wedding and someone want to hook up with me. I've never gone to an event and someone want to hook up with me. Like, they
Well,
always want to hook up with
Why
my
don't you
friends.
Why don't you use some of those skills that you use when you have girls, friends fall in love with you? Use that at the wedding.
That's not skills.
Whatever you're
Jimmy.
doing in there, you do there.
That's not
Okay?
skills. That was just accidental. It happened, and they're like, I was never gay before, but I want to
How would you feel if your husband or your boyfriend had a best friend that was a girl?
Actually, I wouldn't mind it. My husband did
I
have
know you wouldn't.
a good friend that was a girl. And not in that way, not in that way. But, you know, she lived with us for some time, you know, because both my husband and her, they sail. And so they were gone for a month at a time, back for a month at a time. And she had a dog, and I would take care of them.
Together?
No, not together. They were on different vessels.
You let this man on a
Different
ship.
No. But, you know,
I've been on a ship.
I'm very open-minded, Jimmy. I think we've talked about this. I don't have the jealousy in me like most people. If we have a very open, honest relationship, sex is the least of my problems with somebody. Realistically.
Super confident.
It's not about confidence. I just think that, especially when you travel and you live other countries, you start to realize that Americans sexualize everything. And when it comes
Sex
down
sells.
to it, it does.
That's why we're talking about
but-
it right now, so we can get viewers.
I mean, you're right, but it's just a body. And after you've, you know, experienced that lustful temptation, what goes beyond that? And that's really what a relationship and a marriage is. Because after that
That's so true.
spice diminishes, like, are you really attracted to this person? Do you really want to
Yeah.
grow this person's future? Do you
You
want
like
to
hanging
work
out with
hard,
them.
grind hard? Do you want to hang out with them? Or do most nights you want to go out by yourself? Or do you want to hang out with your guy friends? Or do you want to take trips without them?
Whoa. There's nothing wrong with that either.
There's nothing wrong. I'm not
You
saying.
have to take a break from each other.
Of course you do. And there needs to be healthy boundaries, definitely. But I'm just saying in my terms, I don't have that same type of jealousy that a lot of people do. And I think that also makes it hard for people to date me because I have a different, you know, viewpoint of a lot of things in a relationship.
I think you're very strong-willed too.
I am.
You're alpha.
I can be a beta though. I mean, I like to take a lead, but at the same time, I know what a man needs, and I know how
Did
to.
y'all hear what Cam Newton said about women? Did you?
Tell us.
Did you hear what he said?
What'd he say?
You didn't hear?
Uh-uh.
He said that, John, did you hear? He was on a podcast saying that all these women out there acting, calling themselves boss bitches. Like they're supposed to be like bad bitches, boss bitches. Like they make their own money. They do all this, they do that. He said, but you can't cook.
Well, I can cook.
And he said, you don't know when to be quiet. And a lot of women got mad about it.
Of course.
I mean,
Because they couldn't get quiet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I think his intention was not to be, you're a woman, you need to be cooking, and you need to shut up when you're told to shut up. He was basically saying that he wants to be the leader of the family. He's the man.
Yeah.
And I agree in a non-derogatory way because I'm a traditionalist, and I think that there's a lot of talk about equal, you know, men and women should be equal, and they should be on certain things, but I still believe in, like, my grandpa got up and went to work every day, and when he came home from work, my grandma had dinner made, and she cooked for him, and she did his laundry, and that was like just the traditional way that families were back in the day, and what was wrong with that? Like, what's wrong with, hey, this is my role, this is your role?
It's hard to find that
You know?
though now in a woman. Not all.
Yeah,
But
and
a lot of women,
it's not devaluing them though. It's not saying you're lesser. Like it's saying like my role is provide. Your role is to, and some women want to provide too, and that's fine too. But
so something that I really respect about arranged marriages, and I had no idea until my best friend had an arranged marriage. Actually, this girl never fell in love with me, so I can talk to her.
You lied to us.
I did, but I'm thinking of one because we have such a rare friendship. I only see her maybe once, maybe twice a year, if even. But when we are together, everything picks right back up, and we live right down the street from each other. But it's because of the traditional marriage she's in. So she was in an arranged marriage and never thought that she would. We used to talk about running away together and her not ever having to go through this. Not in that sense, just as friends. But, she ended up going through and meeting a man that she could see herself with. And they they did get married. They've been married now for 8 years. But in the arrangement, they sat down before they were even thinking about dating or courting each other and talked about all the points that they wanted. Do you want to stay home, cook, clean, do all of these traditional things, or do you want to have a job? And they asked both of each other, not just the female, they asked the male as well. They went through religion, they went through children, they went through all the major core topics of what a marriage is going to either make it or break it in. Yeah. And they decided right then and there. And of course, they left flexibility that things could change over a decade of time, 2 decades of time. Mm-hmm. But really, when you ask a partner what you want in an American culture, if I came straight up to you at a bar and said, I'm ready to have kids and get married now, a guy's going to be like, I'm out, unless he's also ready for that too. But we're not typically open and honest in the first year, maybe even 2 years of our relationship. We go through this courting phase where we're so fake. We try to put on our best appearance outward, that we don't show people our depression, our struggles, what it's like to feel like you have to be the male or the female that provides, right? Yeah. I mean, all of these things really make a toll on a relationship, and it comes back into marriage very differently. I mean, you're married, Jimmy. I'm sure you and Lindsay have gone through some things because you built a business together. I mean, I can't even imagine what that takes every single day to grind in and on the same level. Right. Do you work as hard as her? Does she work as hard as you? I mean, it comes down to a lot.
There's a dynamic to it all.
Of course.
And it's a different life than the life of the marriage that people go separate ways every day and come home at the end of the day. So it's a little bit more challenging in my opinion. But the thing about Lindsay and I is we met at a very young age, and we kind of grew up together through building businesses, and we've experienced all the different emotions and feelings and challenges and struggles, and somehow we're still together. But
a lot of the people out there that know your organization and that support y'all, they don't know that part of it, right? Yeah. They look at y'all and they're like, wow, this is a perfect couple. This is, someone that they work, they grind, they do all these things together. This is what we want. And I think that's what social media in our world has created today, is that we look at people and we almost lust after what other people have. Sure. But then when they let you into their personal lives and we start to be honest and real, everyone's struggling. Everyone's going through.
Chris? You want to talk about your relationship?
He's like, don't put this on air.
No, yeah, definitely think that people try to get people to like them and will definitely say some things that may not be true, or they might say that their occupation's different, or
the amount of money they make.
Yeah, the amount of money, or they'll take someone out to eat and spend $150 and they've got $20 left for the week. Yeah. And I was that guy at one time. Yeah.
I dated a guy that told me he owned his house.
I think we've all kind of faked it till we make it.
And you're just better off with not being as stressed out. Yeah. If you're just your true self.
You're real.
But we learn that as we get older. But when we even our younger days,
you spend your last dollar on this girl.
You really like a girl. You may borrow money from your parents or borrow money hey, I need, which that's just being young and dumb. But people aren't real when they first meet each other. I think everybody's guilty of that because we want that person to like us.
Yeah.
But
I
You want to
think
do whatever
dating
it takes.
in your 30s is totally different than dating in your 20s because
I
I haven't
feel
had
like
to
it's
date
very
in my 30s.
manipulative.
Right.
Yeah.
But at this point, you know, I'm looking for certain things because I'm
Yeah.
at a very different place in life.
Well, I was saying, as we get older, we learn like that's not the way to go or the
Right.
route to take. Because, I mean, I'm sure you probably know from dating that nobody wants to invest a lot of time and money in somebody then find out that they're not the person that they really. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not dating, so
I'm not dating.
Chris could
either.
talk better. No,
We'll
Chris
see.
has got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Edit that out.
But really, do
anyways,
we
we
want to
talked
be
enough
dating
about
in this
no,
world with Johnny Depp and
No. I
Amber
don't-
Heard and what they're going through?
I haven't even read up on.
The only
that.
thing I want to say about the Johnny Depp trial is that it's hilarious, and I've been seeing
Hilarious on his side, right?
I've
the
been seeing the
reels?
clips like him
Yeah.
messing with the prosecutors and stuff. But
It's actually it's a very sad story because, you know, typically the woman's the one that's abused. And in this situation, she's the abuser.
you
and
believe him?
I do. I definitely do. I don't think
I could talk about that for so long. How the world is like it's always the men's fault, and there are women. I'm gonna say there are women abusers out there,
Of course.
and they abuse situations. They abuse everything about men, and call me whatever you want to call me for saying that. But I've seen it, like,
I just
and
feel
they
like
know they can get away with it, and it pisses me off.
as a woman, you know, I'm never going to claim the rape card unless it's actually happening. I have always disrespected women that come out and say something that's not true, get somebody in trouble, you know.
That's serious
ruin
stuff.
their, exactly.
Imagine going to jail for that.
Exactly.
And then getting out in 7 years because she tells someone
And it was
that
all a lie, right?
she was just
I
pissed.
can't
Or she
stand
had a
it.
boyfriend that she didn't
mistake.
want to make mad, so she said you got her drunk or something. You know, like
Right. And at the end of the day, you know, if we're going to do that as a female, then why should people believe us? And I've been put into a position where someone didn't believe me for the first time in my life. And it was the most awful feeling I've ever been through. So I do believe Johnny Depp. And I think a lot of America is starting to get behind him because a lot of people were on her side at first and saying, oh, no, that can't be true. She's beautiful. She's young. He's old. Look at him. It's Johnny Depp. But why can't he be the one that's being abused?
He can.
He can. Yeah. And I really
you got to hear
hope
the
that-
facts.
Yeah.
I
You
think
gotta
it's like
bring it to
everything
light.
else. You got to hear the facts. Just because somebody says something doesn't make it true. You need to hear the facts. and
well,
understand
everything
what-
they're saying right now out in the public is different than what happened behind closed doors
Yeah.
too.
Of
Yeah.
course. And that's why they're able to bring that into evidence. You
Yeah.
know, different recordings, different text
They're
messages.
sugarcoating everything.
The Sailor Jimmy podcast is brought to you by our friends over at Rooftop Solutions. Steven Smalko and his team are the best in the roofing business. If you've noticed roof damages or signs of roof damage, suspect a leak, or have neighbors who've had roof repairs or replacements, chances are it's time to have your roof checked out. Our team of experts will inspect your roof for free and, if needed, guide you through the insurance claim process and restore or repair your roof to mint condition, leaving you with the peace of mind that comes with knowing your family and your largest investment are safe and secure. Give us a call at 832-512-5758. Again, that's 832-512-5758.
Real quick, give me your. Who do you think's going to win the NBA Finals?
Golden State,
I'm going to go with Golden State, too.
boy, Steph.
I'm going to go with Miami Heat.
Oh,
Okay.
Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
Jimmy
Tom
buckets. Man, that's tough. Man, I hope Jimmy and them get out of the
It'd be
East.
cool to see Jimmy Butler.
If they
and
get
Heat
out of the
versus
East,
Golden State.
If they get out of the
Warriors.
East, it's gonna be a damn good
who's,
one.
who's going to beat them? Boston,
This-
maybe.
this-
Boston
this-
played a really
this
good
Boston,
series.
This Boston Milwaukee series, once Milwaukee wins, is gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm glad to
Damn
see that
good.
Boston's coming back, that they're rebuilding.
No, Boston.
No, they're built.
They're
there.
built. They just
Oh,
swept
I
the
know.
Nets.
But I
Yeah.
just mean, you know,
Like
because
back to like the old school Boston days when they were winning
Exactly.
championships.
Yeah. I mean, Celtic Garden, I mean, everything, it was so different. I mean,
But
to actually be there.
You got to think about this too. This new generation of people who are chasing these rings, if they don't win this year or next year,
and move teams.
Jaylen
Yeah.
Brown or Tatum, one of them is gone.
Yeah.
Of course, nobody's loyal anymore.
one of
You
them's
know,
gone.
you're going somewhere else.
Except Damian Lillard, he's loyal. All right. So I got the Heat. You both got Golden State.
I'm just going with a
Bet
safe
that.
bet.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Give me your top 5 NBA players of all time.
Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Kareem, Shaq.
Ooh, that's a good lineup.
Do you even know 5?
Do I even know 5?
They're gonna be
I'm
all
going to throw
Pittsburgh
Steve
and
Nash
Pittsburgh
in
doesn't have
mine.
Steve Nash.
I'm not
Get
even
outta
kidding.
here.
That's your favorite player.
No, but I'm going to put it
Best
in
of
one
all
of
time.
mine.
Okay, go ahead.
I do like Steve Nash. I think that, the Canadian, he never really got as much glorification as he should have. And we're
What do you mean?
playing with the
Everybody loved
Suns.
him.
Over Michael Jordan?
Of course.
They
no,
all
no,
loved
no.
him.
You said 5 players.
All right,
I agreed with his.
So he's number
players
5.
of all
Yeah,
time.
he definitely is. I said I will agree with Chris's statement, his
Okay.
lineup, but I'm going to add Steve Nash into there. Maybe, I'll probably throw LeBron because I don't really like LeBron. He's great, but
Brick.
I don't
Lil
know.
Bum.
I loved him with
Lil
Shaq.
Flop.
Mine's
I
Michael
loved
Jordan
watching
number
him.
1. Listen, Michael Jordan number 1. Hakeem Olajuwon number 2. Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and Larry Bird.
Okay.
But man, you know what? There's
No LeBron on there?
no LeBron. No,
Oh,
See, I
that's
agree.
tough.
I put LeBron number 6
I didn't say that
That's
he's not a great player,
because
but he's
in
not
my
one
mind,
of my favorite.
In my mind, the greatest players have to have that killer instinct.
Yeah.
They got to have that. Like that's what attracts me. And I really put Hakeem in there because
How come no one
Rockets
said Charles Barkley? You
and-
don't like him?
Charles my top 10,
Barkley.
top 15.
He was a good player. I felt like he had that
He was a
instinct.
good player. He was a dog, but he just didn't have
I mean, he wasn't your forward, but I mean, at the end of the day, he always assisted. He was great.
Charles Barkley was a great player.
he wanted the ball too damn much. Charles wanted
if
the
he
ball.
would have won
too
one championship,
damn
they might have
much.
talked about him. Being,
Yeah.
He always, if
I
you
think
go
that's
back
the
and watch
sad
his
part,
clips,
though.
he always wanted the ball.
Yeah.
Like,
That's all right though. So did Kobe.
but Charles
That's true.
wasn't that kind of scorer like that.
You know who we're
Yeah.
forgetting? Well, we're forgetting a lot. There's so many good
Scottie
players.
Pippen?
Allen Iverson.
AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had too much of an attitude.
Yeah. Anyways, it's been fun today, guys. Had a lot of fun talking about all this
Yep.
stuff with you. Chris, thanks for coming
Thanks for
on.
having us out.
Caitlyn, thank you for being here, as
Always.
always. John, thanks for producing. I want to give a shout out real
Thanks,
quick
John.
to Texrax AC and Refrigeration.
Here in Texas, it seems each year the weather's becoming more and more extreme. Heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration maintenance, repair and replacement can no longer be left to your run-of-the-mill contractor. In today's world, you need a company that can provide not only top-notch services, but also provide excellent customer service and is reliable, honest, and professional. Well, folks, we're here to tell you, Texas Refrigeration and AC Services, better known as TX Racks, is the company you've been looking for. Texas-born, Texas-owned. With 30-plus years of experience, TX Racks offers a full range of services for residential and commercial heating, cooling, and refrigeration. If you're looking for the best of the best to handle your preventative maintenance, which will keep your equipment operating efficiently and prevent unnecessary breakdowns. If you're looking for a company that is well trained in indoor air quality to keep your family and employees healthy and happy. If you're looking for a company with integrity, reliability, and great customer service, look no further. TX Racks has you covered. They offer a full range of air conditioning, heating, and refrigeration services, using the most up-to-date technology and training, with a mobile app to keep you informed about the arrival of your technician and the expert knowledge and experience to evaluate the quality of air you're breathing, along with always providing a live professional to take your call. TX Racks keeps Texas homes and businesses warm in the winter, cool in the summer, and keeps all of us covered with the best warranties in the business. Always on time, always dependable. Call TX Racks for all your cooling, heating, and air quality needs. TX Racks is your go-to in Texas. Always ready to rack up on satisfied customers. Call TX Racks today. Thanks for listening to the Sailor Jimmy Podcast. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform so you never miss an episode. For more information or to connect with Jimmy, check us out on the web at sailorjimmy.com, on Facebook at facebook.com/JimmyRogers34, on Instagram at SailorJimmyTX, and on TikTok at SailorJimmy. We'll see you next time.